Hi, this is Scott with eTrailer, and today we're going to take a look at our eTrailer hitch and install for our 2020 Ford Edge. It's got a really nice flat black finish, really nice thick powder coat. It's going to last a long time and protect it from the elements. It really has a good look to it, and it kind of matches with the trim package we have on this one, and it's really going to hold up well. This hitch does have your 2-inch opening. It's 2 inches across by 2 inch, and that's going to hold most of your accessories like your bike racks, your cargo carriers, and anything like that, or most of them are going to have your 2-inch opening. It does have the hole for your 5/8 pin and clip. It does not come with it, but many of your accessories may come with it. But if you need one, we do have them available at eTrailer. This hitch does have the really good safety loops, and what it'll do is it's a flat design and it allows for more ground clearance. Some of these will have the loops where the plate is upright and it will hang down, and you may end up having clearance issues. Say when you're backing out of a driveway that has a little lip to it, you may end up bottoming out on that, where this one has the flat area and you'll avoid that. This hitch does have a tongue capacity of 600 pounds, and that'll be your up and down for your hitch. That would be for like your bikes, your cargo carrier, or anything you put on there. It also has a 4,000 pound pull capacity, which would be one of your trailers or anything like that. But you do want to check your owner's manual and make sure that that is up to spec with what your vehicle can pull. As far as measurements go on this hitch, we are looking at right around 5 inches from the pinhole to the outside edge of the bumper. And for your clearance, for any of your accessories, we are looking at right about 14 inches from the top of the tube to the ground. Those measurements are going to help you decide on what you need for your accessories, whether you may need a raised shank for your bike carriers to keep them up off the ground, and the same as with your cargo carriers. This may sit a little low, so if you get a raised shank, it's going to keep everything up a little higher. As far as the installation goes, you will need some basic hand tools, and you will need a torque wrench, which we do have here at eTrailer, or you can borrow one at your local auto parts store. It is something you could do in your driveway, and I would say if it's something after you watch the video and it isn't something you really want to tackle, you can look up one of our dealer locators and have one of them schedule an install for you. To start our installation, we're going to need to support the exhaust. So we're going to take a strap here, and we're going to find something solid to connect it to. And we're going to run it up here and get a little tension on our strap to hold that exhaust up. Spray a little silicone spray on our isolators here, make it a little easier to take those off. And go ahead and push them off of there. All right, you're just going to continue with that on both sides. We can lower the exhaust down by letting our strap down a little bit, and that's going to give us access to our mounting points here on the frame rails. We're going to take down these 10mm nuts that hold on our inner plastic panel. All right, we've got 2 1/4-inch nuts on both sides of this. We're going to take this plastic piece down so we can trim out a tab so our hitch will fit. With our plastic underbody panel down, we're going to measure from the inside, and we're going to measure over 3.5 inches, so right there. Then we're going to measure 7.25 inches this way. And that's going to get us our area we need to cut. And we'll cut off all this section, and that'll give us room for our hitch. After you get it cut, you can clean up any of the rough edges with a little, either a utility knife or a pocket knife. And just clean it up and make it look a little bit better. Put the plastic piece back in. Now you're only going to have the one hole and this two outer holes that will mount this plastic panel in. Just like we did on the driver's side, we went ahead and marked out on the passenger side the marks we're going to get cut out. We're going to go ahead and cut those out and then reinstall it on the passenger side. In the kit, you're going to get these fish wires, and what you'll do is you'll find your access point back here behind the frame. There'll be a rectangular notch back in behind where the bumper is, and what you'll do is you'll go to your furthest hole and you'll run the coiled part of your fish wire up through till you get to that access point. It may be a little tricky because it's kind of going through a blind location there. Once you get your coil through there, you're going to put your spacer plate on, and then you're going to take one of your carriage bolts and thread it onto the fish wire all the way up to the tip of the threads. And then you'll pull the other end of your fish wire to you, and then you'll bring the plate in through the access hole first. You may need to help it along a little bit, but once you get to the pole that you need to access, there you have it. And you'll repeat that process with this same hole, using the same access in the back of the frame. On the back of your frame, you're going to have a hole up here on the side. This is where you're going to run your fish wire through, and it's going to come out the same location as your others. So when you get that through, you're going to pull that through and down, and you may want to put a loop in the end of your fish wire here to keep it from coming back through, and it'll kind of stop it while you're putting on this spacer plate and your carriage bolt. We're going to run these through our access point the same way as we did the others. With this one, you want to make sure and leave your fish wire attached because you're going to need to push this bolt back in when we slide our hitch into place. To get your hitch in place, you may need to have a set of hands help you out because it can be a little awkward. You're going to want to get your fish wires through your hitch openings. You'll want to get one of them started here on the bottom, and that's going to allow you to be able to let your weight off it. So you can pull your fish wire off your last one over here. You'll want to be careful not to push your carriage bolt up through. So you want to push over on your bolt just a little bit, or be very careful when you start your threads. You don't want to push it through. Once you get them started, you should be in good shape. On our side one here, we still have our fish wire attached. You want to be careful not to knock that one out, but you want to unthread your fish wire carefully. And you'll want to be really careful with starting it because you don't want to knock that back in there. And just tighten it down, finger tight. You just want to torque down all of your bolts to your manufacturer's torque specifications. We're going to go ahead and get our exhaust put back in place. We're going to push one side into an isolator and run it across. Then we will push this other side over and line it up with our isolator. Put that in. Got the exhaust up solid. Now we'll go ahead and remove our strap. That'll do it for our look at the eTrailer hitch on our 2020 Ford Edge.